il était sur un back-to-back, un petit peu fatigué, donc dans ce temps-là, il essayait juste de pack it in puis aller chercher le point à la fin. Puis, écoute, comme tu dis, on était solide toute la game, donc on méritait cette victoire.
Peux-tu décrire le feeling de ce but-là pour toi? Je sais pas, tu n'avais sûrement pas compté les jours, là, mais c'est 275 depuis ton dernier. J'imagine que...
275?
Ouais. Ça enlève...
T'es sûr?
Ouais, depuis ton dernier but.
Les playoffs, en playoffs?
Ouais, en playoffs.
Ah ouais, ça fait beaucoup. Ben, j'ai scoré un peu pendant l'été, c'est goalers.
Ouais, c'est ça. C'est ça.
Pas vrai, ça?
Ça enlève un peu d'importance au chiffre.
Non, c'est sûr, ça fait du bien. Écoute, pour moi, ma femme, écoute, à la maison, c'était pas facile non plus. Là. J'étais un compétiteur, puis je veux performer, je veux aider l'équipe de toutes les façons. Puis il manquait juste ce petit edge-là, puis ça fait vraiment du bien ce soir, là. Surtout au Centre Bell, ça ne fait pas de mieux.
T'as-tu senti que tu jouais ta meilleure game? Tu as joué ta meilleure game que le Canadien jusqu'à maintenant?
Ouais, je sentais j'avais des jambes, j'ai comme... écoute, j'ai essayé de repartir mon reset, mon mindset hier, puis aller sur le positif seulement, puis essayer de ne pas me concentrer trop sur les buts. Mais en même temps, j'ai fait une vidéo ce matin avec Trevor, assistant coach, puis montrer une couple de places que je devrais être sur la glace pour me donner plus de chances de scorer, augmenter mes chances, puis ça a fonctionné, puis c'était vraiment ça qu'on avait parlé. Donc, d'être plus aussi affamé offensivement que défensivement.
Parce que tu as joué un rôle important sur des mises au jeu, mais aussi en étant devant le filet sur le but gagné.
Ouais, écoute, avec Suze et Cole, j'ai laissé faire ce qu'ils voulaient, puis j'allais faire le dirty work. Puis non, écoute, j'étais content. Je pense que j'ai fait un bon screen, t'as raison, mais une excellente shot de Cole, puis vraiment bien placé. Là.
Je sais que tu as chassé de cette mise au jeu-là avec une minute à jouer. C'est quand même toi qui avais été désigné. À quel point c'est valorisant de recevoir ces missions-là?
Ouais, c'est une des raisons pourquoi ils m'ont emmené ici. Peut-être pas pour marquer un but en fin de match, mais le face-off est important. Puis ça a payé les derniers 10 games aussi, je te dirais. C'est Martin, il connaît la game. Il sait comment me donner la confiance dans ma game. Puis il sait que les face-off font partie grandement de ma confiance.
Tu étais là quand Cole a commencé avec l'équipe ici. Comment il est différent peut-être? Comment il est rendu clutch?
Cole?
Ouais, Cole.
Ben, il a toujours été clutch en playoff contre Vegas et dès son départ, il était clutch. Donc, c'était juste de savoir s'il était capable de maintenir le pace, puis il est au-delà de ça.
Philippe, c'est le rendu séquence pour les spéciaux.
Ben non, grand moment.
Shot, how good was it for you to feel all that action around you?
I don't think with the injuries I'm going to change the way I'm going to play. I'm going to continue to play the same way, and I think kind of do whatever I need to do to help the team win. And obviously playing with Cole and Susie, understand a little bit more that you need net front presence and you need guys to the net and create havoc, and they can kind of work their magic and find each other and play off that. So it was just about making sure that I'm doing everything each and every day the right way and asking the questions when I need to ask questions, but make sure that keeping my body and my mind ready for each game.
You know, as long as we found a way, I think that was the biggest thing. And again, just a big 2 points tonight. They're a pretty good team, and you know, I like the way we battled tonight.
You speak of battle. Maybe talk a bit about the battle to keep the puck in the zone that led to that goal.
Yeah, I mean, happens all over the ice, you know, all the time.
Sorry.
Just trying to get away from the trash can.
Yeah, I mean, obviously a good face-off with nervous Hughes too after Phil got kicked out, and you know, just find a way to keep the puck alive, and you know, luckily it went in.
I was going to ask you about Demidov's game tonight. He just one great play after another. It seems like every time he's on the ice.
Yeah, I mean, you know, just like you, I like watching him from the bench. I like, you know, being out there with him. He's an incredible player that's you know, getting better each and every day, and it's definitely special to to be a part of every day.
It looks even better from up high.
But it does.
You don't want to be like
No, nobody does.
Does it feel especially sweet to score that winner against Bill Guerin's team?
I mean, it feels good to win. I think, we haven't beat those guys in a long time, so it's definitely a good team win. Big 5-on-3 as well. I know they scored on it, but we killed off the first part. So a lot of good things to build off. I think obviously deserved to win that one and found a way.
That shot at the end there, is it just sometimes, you know what, let me just fire away, hit the net, see what happens?
No, I think we do this drilling a lot in practice, so I don't think it's just a blind shot.
A lot of your 25 goals you have set in game winners. I know it's harder for you to talk about yourself. Why are you so clutch?
I just, I don't know. I wish I could score earlier in the games too sometimes. So, that's just hockey. It's the way it goes. I like those moments, but again, just huge 2 points for us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hutson.
I mean, all our guys played the right way. We played a deep game, won a lot of puck battles, and it paid off. And yeah, I think we played a really good game all around.
Do you feel there's still someone doubting your shot?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to see it go in. I still got some work to do on my shot, but yeah, it's definitely nice to see it go in.
But do you feel as though, I know that you worked on it a lot this summer, but you feel a lot more comfortable in trusting your shot more than you did before?
Yeah, I think so, and I think, any young rookie coming into the league could be timid to shoot. I mean, we have so many great shooters on this team. You want to get the puck to them, but this season I feel a little bit more comfortable, and it's nice to see him going.
What do you feel worth 5-on-5 to shut them down in this game?
Yeah, I think we were just super structured. We played a tight game. I think we made it hard on them to generate anything, and we were able to play some lows on time.
Did you expect that pass on your goal?
I kind of did, because I called for it once, and I knew he would see me, and he's so good at reading the play and putting a puck in a good spot for me, so it was a really nice pass.
You feel he's
How about
getting
your
more and more
patience tonight,
comfortable?
where you guys battle in that third period to get the win?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to win in regulation and be rewarded for kind of playing a strong game and playing the right way, and yeah, it's just really nice to get the results.
Where do you see Ivan right now? Do you feel he's getting more and more comfortable at making those spectacular plays, setting you guys up and shaking guys one-on-one?
Yeah, I mean, it's not always those special plays. It's he's done so many of the right things throughout this last long stretch, and he's playing the right way, playing hard, winning a lot of puck battles, and the special things he does is a byproduct of the hard work he puts in on the other side of the puck.
Does it come when he feels like the game's slowing down a little bit, which is something weird?
What's the feeling of winning games here?
Montreal. It's amazing, when we feel how fans support us. So we try to play same way for them, our game and our wins. So it's pretty good when we win at home.
Were you excited to face Demidov tonight?
Oh yeah, he's like one of the best Russian in the league. So I was so excited before the game, and just to see how he's playing,
You always want to push, but when Kaprizov is on the other side, are you trying to push even more?
I feel maybe, but I try to push every time, no matter who's against me. So
What's your level of comfort now? Do you feel you get the game is slowing down for you and you get to show your skills a little more than earlier?
Yeah, I think so. I feel more comfortable than I started the season. So just try my best every game. So let's keep it going, I think.
How does it feel to have players like Hutson who are ready for a pass like that?
I mean, Lane pretty smart guy, so he's always probably wait from me or from other guys this guy in the pass, so I know that he's gonna be ready, just passing to him.
Did you hear the fans yelling, shoot?
No. I didn't.
I'm polite.
When it comes to taking that shot or making the pass, what goes through your mind, and maybe is it certain players on the ice you feel more apt to pass, or you're looking for that lane to shoot through?
I mean, it's more your instincts. Okay. So sometimes you feel like your body tell you you should have shoot in this situation, and if you see good line to the pass, so you're just passing,
When you're looking at Cole Caufield, why do you think he's so clutch? What makes Cole such a clutch player?
Man, I don't know. I feel he loves it, being in those moments in the clutch. So, and he's I don't know. I never seen this shot. He can score everything, I think. So,
thank you, man.
Cinq matchs, j'ai rarement fait ça. On va les prendre, c'est le fun, mais c'est surtout de contribuer aussi pour les victoires. C'était un match super important pour nous. On voulait commencer la semaine du bon pied puis avoir un rebondir de notre match de samedi. Je pense qu'on a fait de la bonne façon.
Oui, samedi passé, vous disiez on la méritait pas. Ce soir, vous la méritiez, vous l'avez gagnée en temps réglementaire, ça doit être doublement satisfaisant.
Oui, vraiment. Ouais. Comme je viens de dire, on voulait vraiment rebondir. On voulait commencer fort aussi. On savait qu'on jouait hier soir à Toronto, donc on voulait profiter de ça. Je pense qu'on a fait un bon travail. Puis quand il y a eu quelques breakdowns, Dobie était là pour sauver les meubles.
Merci.
Ça fait plaisir.
Maybe not pressure, but I think a little bit of urgency maybe is the right word. I think it'd be good for our team, it'd be good for our group if we're able to be effective. I thought tonight was a step in the right direction. We were able to talk a little bit and start to get comfortable with the three of us. Obviously, we've spent time together, so it won't be too long, but it was, like I said, a nice step in the right direction.
How good was it for you to see Phil score his
first
goal?
Yeah, happy for him. I think he's done a lot for our group. I think he's, it is new and it takes some learning, but he's done a lot for us, and you can see the impact he's going to have. So it's nice to see him put one in at a big time. Obviously we were having a good first. They get a power play goal, but he responded really good for us and put us in the right direction.
I think it's shoveling snow that's helping him instead of looking.
I don't know what to say to that. Sure.
Coach is coming. Sure.
Phil was in.
Bonsoir.
Salut Martin. Samedi, après le match contre Ottawa, tu as dit on a gagné, mais on la méritait pas. Ce soir, as-tu l'impression que c'est l'inverse? Vous avez gagné puis vous êtes allé la chercher?
Ouais, je pense qu'on méritait ce match-là. Notre game à 5 contre 5 était excellente. C'est sûr, on donne 2 buts en désavantage, puis notre power play ne nous a pas donné du gaz. On aurait pu se séparer avec meilleure exécution. Fait qu'on va continuer à travailler là-dessus, mais 5 contre 5, on se ressemblait. Là, on a joué avec beaucoup plus de pace. Puis quand tu amènes du pace de même, c'est pas un joueur, c'est 5 joueurs. Je trouve qu'on était vraiment on top d'eux autres. Il n'y avait pas beaucoup d'espace. Quand tu amènes du pace, mais là, ça donne des opportunités d'être physique, donner de la robustesse. Tu peux pas donner de la robustesse sans pace. Fait que j'ai aimé notre match.
Bonjour, Martin.
Bonjour.
You go back to the game against Ottawa, may not have been your best game, but you get the win. Tonight, very much control the pace of the game, and you get the win. So 2 different performances, but the same results. So what does that kind of tell you about where your team's at right now?
I mean, I feel it's a game by game. I feel where your team's at, and it's trying to find that consistency and knowing that you're going to have pockets in games that you're not at your best. It was probably the long, like, we've played some really good hockey, but we've been hurt by some small pockets in games at time that, that makes the difference. I felt the Ottawa game, that pocket was so long. We've never had that this year. But we found a way to get it done at the end, pulling the goalie and getting some big plays at the end. But it wasn't the type of game that you want to repeat. But I felt tonight we were in control of the game, and we had to get a late one. Probably felt at the time that we deserved to be ahead. We just weren't. We were winning the game, but we weren't beating them on the scoreboard yet. And, it might have taken overtime. It would have been very disappointing not to get the 2 games. But in terms of if you just think about process, the way we actually played, it was an excellent game for us.
Martin, je me demandais si tu peux nous parler de la punition qui a été attribuée à Alain Hutson en fin de deuxième, quand quelqu'un qui a touché devant lui.
Moi, je pense que tu connais la réponse. Vous me posez des questions sur les arbitres, je pense quand vous connaissez la réponse.
Je vais te poser une autre question. C'est quoi le message au groupe à ce moment-là? Parce que c'est sûr que c'est une situation frustrante. Même l'un lui-même avait l'air de ne pas comprendre ce qui arrivait. C'est quoi la suite après ça pour vous?
Donc, un message. La vie n'est pas juste. Des fois, il faut que tu deals avec ça.
Oui, coach. On a vu vraiment une belle chimie s'instaurer avec le premier trio, avec Kirby Dach maintenant là. Comment tu as trouvé sa game, les détails dans sa game? Comment il a bien alimenté ses joueurs?
Non, j'ai aimé Kirby. Puis il a quand même joué. Il a joué quasiment 17 minutes. Non, j'ai aimé la game à Kirby. Je trouve que ses touches étaient bonnes. Il était dans les bonnes places. Il a fait le job défensivement. Je pense que pour moi, il a fait le meilleur job que je pensais être capable de faire avec manquer tout ce temps-là. Fait que c'est encourageant.
Just follow up, not on the call, but we were talking to Lane Hutson this morning. He didn't love his game in Ottawa. I'm sure there's a lot of guys in your room that didn't love their game in Ottawa, but he had so many reasons to get off his game tonight, and it seemed like he just didn't allow that. What is it about him you think that allows him to just remain on task?
I just think it's his compete level. And even he didn't like his game in Ottawa, but it wasn't because of his compete level. What did he walk away with 3 assists in Ottawa? And made some big plays at key times. But it wasn't one of his. Again, we talk about just if you stick to the process of things versus result. You look at the stat sheet, you didn't watch the game, you think, Lane Hutson had 3 assists. Well, he must have been great again if you watch the game, and know the player. He didn't play to his standards. It wasn't a lack. His compete level is always high. And I think, I don't think he gets rattled by much. I think he's honest with his performance, too. If you talk to him about, certain games and stuff, he knows exactly. So to me, like, why he's doing great things at such a young age and growing as a player is he leaves the rink knowing exactly how he played, and it's a lot of truth behind it. It's not looking at the score sheet. I'm good. I had 3 assists tonight. So that's very encouraging to have players like that as a coach.
How did you feel about Danault's line tonight, and what would it mean to the team if they could build on whatever you might have seen?
Yeah, no, I thought they were very efficient. I thought they worked well together. They won a lot of battles. They extended ozone. They forechecked. Kind of the identity you want that line to have. To be hard to play against in the offensive zone, but also do the job defensively. And I feel like when you get some starts in the ozone, or Phil wins a lot of face-off, it helps them. They have to defend a lot less because of it if they take care of the puck in the ozone and work together. I thought offensively it was probably one of our best games, 5-on-5. And that comes with some balance on the ice, but also the balance, it always starts with somebody around the net. You can have all the balance you want, nobody at the net. The balance means nothing because their goalie's going to see everything. And I felt it was one of our best games to not only play in balance, but have somebody around the net. And then we didn't have anything. We used the back of the net, and then we extended the ozone. And if you do turn it over at that point, that line for the other team that's been defending so long, they're not going on offense. So you kill their offensive game by just like being calculated and not making hope plays in the ozone where it starts. They were just waiting for that. So I felt like we made their top guys defend tonight, and that's what you need.
We'll take 3 more. Stu, Anthony, François Daniel.
Marty, what impresses you the most, or maybe surprises you the most, the way Cole Caufield can shoot the puck? Little guy that he has that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Cole, I feel like he, it's on and off his stick pretty quick, and he takes a shot from there that it's not necessarily his spot, but it's where the game was asking him to go based on where everybody else was on the ice. We had a lot of motion, and sometimes, motion. People talk about motion, and it's sexy, but you have to have balance inside that motion, and then you have to have somebody in the net. Danault was at the net. Guys changed a lot of spots during that sequence, and Susie ended up on the right, and and then Cole came and supported that to keep us in balance. Doesn't guarantee he's going to get it, but when you play in balance, there's somebody. The guy who has the puck has options, and Susie made a great play at the option, but Cole reacted to that spot early enough for Susie to find him, and then you have a net front guy who's kind of screening a little bit. And it doesn't take much for Cole to let the shot go. It was a big goal for us, for sure.
Bonsoir. Vous avez donné à peu près rien en termes de chances de marquer au Wild ce soir. Ça semblait très difficile de s'approcher de votre but aussi. Quels sont les éléments qui expliquent ce bon rendement-là défensivement ce soir?
Bien, je pense que ça part tout avec une attitude. Tu peux avoir toutes les... Je viens parler un matin, tu peux avoir tous les concepts que tu veux, la stratégie que tu veux, mais te défendre, ça part avec une attitude parce que c'est un bord de la glace qui n'est pas aussi le fun que l'autre bord. Puis, ça prend du pace, puis ça prend de l'engagement, puis je trouve qu'on avait ça. Puis on sait, dernièrement, notre game défensive, elle avait baissé un petit peu, fait que c'est quelque chose qu'on a parlé beaucoup. Puis je pense que c'est beaucoup la... Puis tu regardes, on a joué un excellent game offensivement, fait que ça part beaucoup de là, fait que... continuer à convaincre les joueurs. Plus tu prends ça à cœur, mais je pense que ça l'aide tout. Ça l'aide de l'autre côté de la glace aussi. Tu vas passer plus de temps dans la zone offensive, tu vas avoir plus d'opportunités.
J'avais peut-être juste une petite dernière sur Cole, justement, mais Stu parlait de ses outils offensifs, un bon lancer, tout ça, mais on dit un gars est clutch, mais on dirait qu'il y a une facilité, Cole, à être décisif dans les grands moments. Puis c'est une question qui est peut-être difficile à répondre. Il faut que je te pose, mais comment t'expliques qu'un gars soit clutch? Il a toujours marqué des buts, mais de continuer à le faire dans la Ligue nationale quand ça compte comme ça, comment t'expliques cette capacité-là?
Mais je pense que il a les atouts pour ça. Puis je pense qu'il y a la confiance qui vient avec ça parce qu'il l'a fait toute sa vie jusqu'à date. T'sais. C'est un joueur qui marquait beaucoup de buts bien jeune. Fait que je pense qu'il y a beaucoup d'évidence qu'il est capable de faire ça puis il continue à le faire.
François, dernière question.
Martin, pendant la majeure partie de la saison, tu n'avais pas vraiment de choix à faire à cause des blessures. Là, tu as des décisions à prendre. Est-ce que tu peux m'expliquer quand tu fais un changement, comme des changements dans la formation, comme ce soir, comme les autres matchs, c'est en fonction de l'adversaire, c'est en fonction de ce que le gars t'a donné? Parce que, tu sais, on dit souvent, on ne change pas une combinaison gagnante, mais des fois, tu ne recules pas devant des décisions. Comment on peut expliquer ça au monde sur qu'est-ce qui motive Martin Saint-Louis?
C'est quoi j'ai changé aujourd'hui? Ça faisait une couple de matchs que Stroub était assis, je pense, depuis le dernier mois, au milieu décembre. Je pense que Stroub, il en a manqué 8. Jack il en a manqué 1. Fait que tu veux garder un peu les gars frais aussi. On essaie de le calculer, garder les gars alertes, garder les gars avec des répétitions un petit peu. T'sais. Fait que c'est pas... c'est un petit peu de jonglage, c'est un petit peu des deux. On est calculé.
C'est dur à gérer par rapport à des relations personnelles avec voir un
Mais c'est toujours, les décisions que tu prends, c'est ça, là. Être un leader, c'est de savoir que tu vas prendre des décisions qui affectent la personne, des personnes que tu aimes, négativement. Mais c'est ça la position. Ça vient avec ça. C'est que la position, elle vient avec un prix. Faut que tu payes le prix. C'est pas des conversations faciles, mais ça part avec la vérité et tout. Mais, c'est sûr, la chose la plus facile pour un entraîneur, c'est 6 défenseurs qui se blessent pas pour 82 games, 12 avant qui se blessent pas pour 80 games, 2 goalers. Là, tu as 0 de conversation. Mais c'est impossible. Fait que la job, elle vient avec ce prix-là. Puis j'apprends, c'est une job importante. Fait que j'apprends à cœur ce job-là de ce côté-là. Fait que c'est pas facile. Il n'y a pas un joueur qui aime ça se faire dire qu'il ne jouera pas, mais c'est la Ligue nationale.